right.
So we're still on the internet.
Yeah.
We can clear out a couple more of these calls quickly if you want. We traditionally go another 5 to 10 minutes just for the internet audience, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. I'm going to cough more. Just
Okay.
my
Go
cold.
for it. David in New York kept you on hold the whole time. Sorry about that. Are you still there?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, how are you?
Well, I would like to give you guys a lot of praise because everything I've seen on your videos, I've been watching them on YouTube for ages now, and I agree with everything that you've said.
Okay.
But here's a little twist. I'm what you would call a Satanist.
Okay.
How much do you know about us? I don't want to ask you too many questions, but I would like to ask you a question.
I've read that there are groups of people who refer to themselves as Satanists but don't actually literally believe in Satan or any of the Christian mythology, but generally consider themselves free thinkers. I have no personal problems with those people other than the fact that I don't see the point in calling yourself by that name. But, live and let live, and as long as your basic ideas are right, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
Was that a fair summary?
That's very fair.
Okay.
For us Satanists, we use Satan as basically a symbol. Just like the Geico lizard is the symbol for Geico.
Yeah, right.
Nothing more than that.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I've got to say, I find it incredibly funny. I mean, atheists don't refer to themselves as a religion if they can get away with it. But Satanists do, and so they're uniquely positioned to do things like put up counter monuments to poke at all those religious laws that seem to give Christians a free pass.
Yeah.
So for that, I appreciate what you guys are doing.
I also have to say there are a lot. I've known throughout my life several neo-pagans that have the exact same view. They see the gods as just symbols and metaphors for things in the world. It's an interesting way to approach it, and some of their holidays and ceremonies are quite fun.
Right. So, okay. Thanks for calling.
Well,
Well,
okay.
he didn't talk fast enough, so I wasn't sure if he was done.
It can happen.
Sorry, David. Kurt in Marshall Islands.
Hello there, how are you?
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, I had a quick question for you. I've been a long-time atheist, and one of the things that has always kind of confused me when speaking with people of faith is I directly ask them, they say that they hear, instructions from God on how to do just about everything in their lives that concern them. But I've never heard a real good explanation from them on how that word is transmitted to them. I mean, is it a voice in their ear? Is it an intuition? Is it a feeling? Is it, after contemplation, you come up with the right idea on what to do? But I've never heard a real good explanation from them. So I was kind of curious what your panel, their experiences were in regards to that. Have they ever heard a good explanation on how these people are receiving this voice of God?
Chris, you talk to a lot of ex-theists, right?
Yeah. I didn't talk to them about how they heard God, though.
I've talked to various theists and ex-theists on that, and I've heard all the answers. Different people mean different things by that. But no matter which thing it is, they're just talking to themselves and convincing them that it's God, ultimately. And the ones
pretty
who,
much. That's the impression I've got.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
But I
So-
mean, if you want to know what a theist hears, then ask a theist, I think.
Yeah, it's probably best option.
Well, that's what he's saying is he's tried and he's not gotten a clear answer.
Right. Well,
if
if you can't get a clear answer, all we can do is make stuff up.
You'll get multiple answers, too.
I've
Right.
gotten
Well,
clear
you know,
answers on that. I've talked to
In
theists about
relation
it.
to that, I remember speaking with one gentleman who was actually a good friend of mine. We discussed it at length at times. I mentioned to him that being raised a Catholic for most of my early life up until high school, when I was a young man, I did open up my heart to what I thought was God and spoke directly to him in many times and in many forms and in many experiences in my life, and I got nothing in return. I mean, I didn't see a flash of light. I didn't get an insight. Nothing spoke to me at my very core emotional level, and I asked them to explain that to me and say, well, I tried, but I got nothing of it. What does that mean? And I never got a good rational explanation from him on that, and I'm kind of curious if you've ever.
It's the same answer. I mean, it's the same thing I said to that lady a while ago. She thinks that the fact that we keep accumulating new knowledge but don't find out anything about God means that we're not good at finding things out, whereas I think it means that there's nothing to find out. And I think the same thing applies here.
Yeah, and that was the point I brought up with him. Yeah. I was like, I did exactly what all the religionists out there tell me to do. Open your heart and speak with honesty and all these other things, and I got nothing in return.
Right.
And it stopped the guy in his tracks, and he really did not have a good answer for that.
Yeah. So, well, then do that again. If you find an answer that stops them in their tracks, then keep using it.
Well, if I ever do get an answer, I'll make sure I call you guys back and let you know what I get.
All right.
Yeah, excellent.
Thanks. Bye. Andy in London, and then that's it for today.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm an atheist, but I guess I haven't always been one. But I certainly was never a theist or a Christian. But I guess only last sort of 4 or 5 years I started to really think about it. But I do know quite a few Christians that are quite close to me. And the thing I want to ask you about is prayer, because firstly, people use prayer as a substitute for medicine. Really annoys me, for one. But the specific example I have is there's an elderly lady that I know, and she's quite ill, but her mind is all there, but her body's basically given up on her. She can't do sort of like, everyday tasks like clean herself like the average person can. And a few months ago, she was quite ill, and a few of the theists that I know and Christians sent text messages around asking for people to pray that she pulls through and that she recovers and she lives on. But surely, if you're a Christian and you believe in heaven, you'd want to sort of pass away peacefully. She's had a good life, not suffer in this life anymore, and then go to, heaven, which I hear is quite good. So it's something that I just don't really understand. And obviously, never being a Christian or a theist, perhaps I'm missing something there.
I was never in that situation either, so I can't comment.
No.
So none of us were.
All I would say is that as many years as I've been doing this show, you can't convince any one individual. I mean, you can't stake your hopes on convincing any one individual that they are incorrect. You can get out the word. You can maybe reach a broader audience. You can improve people's ability to do some critical thinking. But if you want to change somebody's mind in particular and teach them that medicine, that this faith healing or whatever you're worrying about is wrong, you're going to be disappointed a whole lot of times in your life, I promise.
Yeah, because for me, I have a PhD in on well aware of the method, but it just seems that anecdote.
Just tell yourself very calmly that it's not your job to fix everybody's problems.
Well, yeah, I guess. Okay.
But they have their own lives to live. All right.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Wait.
Yes, what?
Sure our guests plug their website.
Oh, yeah, one more
right,
time.
one last time, yeah.
For people still in chat, we can
hold up your
now
book.
pitch things. That one's going to be invisible.
I know.
That one might be a little invisible. My latest book is on the historicity of Jesus, and this book and many others I've written over the years you can get through my website at richardcarrier.info.
And my book, A Better Life, and the upcoming film
And Kickstarter
is available at theatheistbook.com. You can find out more information by going there.
Right. You still raising money for the movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, then never mind.